soul would have been done and gone by now. Not running her business into the ground.
If I were to tell you why I did what I did, when I was broke and alone, would you pity me? Or would you say that my actions were justified?
I see you stitching there, darling. Needles dance, you're so charming.
Perfect crime. Call police. Drive away. Choices. Choices. Choices.
Oh, darn it, Barbara. Do you think your father would approve of your actions?
No, he's just gonna be very upset. And now he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill you. You and you.
Choices. Choices. Choices.
Mobile seamstress, suddenly not so mobile.
That shit hurts!
The first kill is always the hardest.
Choices. Choices.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are so happy to have with us here a film that I saw last year at South by Southwest, directed by one of our guests, Mr. Freddy Macdonald, and starring one of our other guests, Mr. Calum Worthy. We have Freddy Macdonald and Calum Worthy. Say hello, guys.
Hey,
Thank you so
Now,
much for having us.
it's my pleasure, man. I want to start here because Freddie, it's a pleasure to have you on here, man. Dude, you're like a decade younger than me, and I hate you. You're so talented, man. This film is fantastic.
Uh,
Can you
thank
talk about writing with your dad? Because like I love my dad. My dad's like the coolest dude on the planet Earth. I couldn't imagine working with my dad on something that I'm passionate about. Can you
yeah,
talk about writing this with your dad?
absolutely. So I'm very lucky because my dad taught me stop motion animation when I was 9 years old. And so we've really been collaborating since I was very young, and I wanted to do all the fun stuff that you can do with stop motion, like make a ball bounce or, whatever. But he instilled in me, at the age of 9, no, you got to tell a story with, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and an ending that subverts expectations and feels like almost like a joke structure. So he told me that, and I really took it to heart, and we started co-writing. And because we were doing that so early on, I think our taste basically is the same. So it's very easy when we write stuff because we're never butting heads because he showed me all of his favorite films growing up, and they're now my favorite films. And so we love the process and we have a great time doing it. And it just felt natural to continue that with the So Torn feature, which is based on a short film of the same name that we also wrote together. So you have to work with your dad. It's great.
And it's awesome. And speaking of short films, you also worked with Callum on your first short film. Kay was telling me about that because Kay's also in that
Oh,
short
great.
film. So can you talk about working with Callum again as well before I get to asking Callum questions about father and son relationships due to his character in this movie?
Absolutely. Yeah. Calum and Kay were like so nice to be a part of my AFI thesis film because I ended up going to the American Film Institute and I want to say I was 20 at the time, and they're both incredible actors and they've done so much. And so they were very kind to take a chance on me, and we had the best time shooting, even though we were shooting this short film during the pandemic and it was very taxing. They both nailed it, and I knew I had to write characters for them in the So Torn feature because I just had too much fun.
I love that. And Callum, let's talk about this, man. Father and son relationships. In this movie, you don't have a very good one. Your dad is kind of an asshole.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but John Lynch, lovely fella. Talked to him this morning.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely unhinged maniac when he gets into that role of Hudson.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, and what's wild is I didn't get to know John until after we finished shooting together, um, because we both really stayed in our characters when we were on set, and we wanted to make sure that it felt like an authentic father-son relationship. And thank goodness we didn't get to know each other ahead of time because he's the nicest guy in the world. And I think it would have been it. I'm sure we could have acted our way through it, but it was so nice not having to and just being genuinely scared of him on set because his presence is so incredible and he can bring so much to a character like that. It was also amazing on Freddie's part to know that he could because if you meet him, he's as you know, he's so kind and sweet. So it's wild to think that this man can bring that kind of fear to a character. It's truly incredible.
Malice personified, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I have to say, you were getting glowing reviews, Kellen, for your performance from Kay.
Oh,
When I
I
talked to
paid
her
her to say it
earlier.
though.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. And
Yeah.
also from John. But I wanted to say one of the things they were saying is that they didn't see when they saw the character, they didn't see you a lot of you in it, but then you absolutely showed up and went to work and subverted expectations. I've mentioned that this is not the first time you've done that for me, because the first time I ever saw you was in the 2017 film Joseph Kahn's Bodied.
Bodied. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Didn't know what to expect. Little white redheaded white kid's about to go into battle rap, and he absolutely destroys everyone within a 10-mile radius. Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
expect that. So it's always good to see you in a role that subverts expectation. So and you did it here, and I wanted to ask you both, working with a an absolute catalyst like Eve Conley, like you did here. She's absolutely spectacular. Can you talk about working with her?
I can go first. I mean,
Or, yeah.
she was fantastic ever since I saw her audition. She had to do two auditions over Zoom, which I always feel terrible doing because I could never, my biggest fear is talking in front of people and being on camera, I could never do. But the first thing she had to do was in her, apartment, pretend to be driving through a drug deal gone bad and show that visually without saying a word of dialogue. And when I saw Eve's audition, I was just floored because it was exactly what you see in the film. And she's reacting to things that aren't there. And I was verbally guiding her through it. I was like, okay, there's a motorcycle on your left, and she just saw it and she had tears in her eyes by the time we were done. And I was like, okay, that's incredible. But the second thing we had to do, and of course I don't want to spoil the film, but it was a big dance scene, which I'm sure, she might have mentioned. But
You did.
yeah, she had to do this dance in her apartment, and it's a very hard scene because she's doing many things. She has to play the tension of it. She's constructing this Rube Goldberg scheme with her feet while also trying to distract and have this emotional catharsis. And she did it all in her apartment. And I was like, great, we don't need to hire a choreographer, and she can do it. And that's that. So we knew it was her role.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how confident she was on set. Not just in terms of like feeling confident, but in her performance choices. Just like Freddie, where he's like 20 years ahead of where he should be in terms of his confidence, in terms of his cinematic
Yeah.
choices, in terms of how he tells story and how he writes story. That was the same with Eve. She's so confident. She knows that she can tell an entire story just by giving a look. And that takes a long time. And it also not only takes a long time, but it also usually takes a lot of previous um, features to be able to do that. And she's done a lot of work, but she has the confidence of someone who's been doing this for like 30 years, starring in like 50 films. And I could not believe it. And I, again, both of them, I'm still convinced they're like older actors and directors who have done a lot of work and they're just like got a lot of plastic surgery done or something. And they're just pretending to be these young, aspiring people.
Well, I love that answer actually. I'm going to ask you our big question that we ask every guest. It is the hardest question that we ask everyone, and you're going to hate me for doing so, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
You have two movies to watch for the rest of your life. What two and why?
Well, my answer is easy because it's the two movies that inspired this film, which is No Country for Old Men and Run Lola Run. So
Yeah, those are great choices.
Right.
my answer was easy. Calum, you might have a harder time.
Oh man, this is a hard choice. This is a really hard choice. I think I would probably pick. That's tough. My favorite film growing up was Home Alone 2. So that's one of them.
Taste.
And the second one I think would be So Torn. I could watch this film over and over again.
You don't get to do that.
I
You
can't do it. I
can't
can't do it.
do
Okay,
Ah.
fine. Home Alone 3.
Oh, really? Really? I mean, Scarlett Johansson's in it.
That's
that.
true. That's true.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a terrible, terrible. Oh man, come on.
Is that the worst
Come
answer
on.
anyone's ever given to that question?
No, no. No, it's not. I had initially Michael Shannon refused to answer it, so
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
Oh no.
then I made
Wow.
him do it.
Oh, good, good.
Did he say Home Alone 3?
No,
Oh, nuts.
no, no, no. Have you seen the Talking Heads documentary? He did say that one.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
I
I
haven't
still
seen
need to
that.
see that.
I love Talking
It's
Heads though.
it's going back to the theaters this week. Yeah, I should
Oh,
definitely check
sweet.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's cool. And speaking of checking it out in theaters, and this is why I'm so good, and they pay me all the big bucks.
Absolutely.
You guys can make sure you guys check this one out in theaters when it comes out on May 9th. Is that right, Freddie?
That's
Did I get that
right. That's right.
Dude, make sure you check it out because this dude's a Das Wanda kid over here, Freddy Macdonald.
Uh,
Guy's barely old enough to drink and doesn't even have any facial hair, and he's out here making feature films that absolutely fuck.
uh,
Okay, this is some
thank
good
you.
stuff, Freddie. I look forward to seeing what you're doing. You're such a young guy. It's going to be so exciting to see you do whatever you're doing next. And Caleb, it's always nice to see you and stuff because I never know what the hell you're about to do.
That's the goal.
Yeah, dude. I'm always like, what's this guy doing? And then I see you in the act, and I'm like, this guy's a psychopath.
Yeah.
The thing I missed the most is that they canceled reboot after season one. I'm pissed about
I
that.
agree. I was just with Keegan the other day, and we were saying the same
Dude,
thing. I
We
know.
need that, and we need a season 2 of reboot. It's so
I
good.
know.
I agree.
I
We
know.
need to reboot.
Yeah, we need to reboot, and then have them reboot the reboot inside the reboot.
Yes. Yeah.
Making it Inception. Be awesome.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you want to leave the audience with before I let you guys go? I don't have any more time left.
I just want to say a huge thank you to you for taking the time. I mean, I'm just so honored that, I could never imagine that this film would start with a short film and become a feature that, you enjoyed watching. So thank you again for supporting the film and independent film in general.
Never thank me. It's what I do, and especially if a film is good, I will speak to the hells about it.
No, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Have a great day, guys, and hey, peace.
See ya. Peace.